Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Manor Lords, a wonderful medieval city building game that nearly every single thing is simulated. It's focused around building up your small little settlement into something far greater beyond your simple reach of your humble beginnings. You try to resist the great baron of the lands. You have to pay taxes to the king, and it is just all around a super thrilling and honestly beautiful, beautiful game. Sadly, I forgot my mic was off for the vast majority of this first part, so hope it's okay, but we're jumping straight in to a few minutes after we began. Well, officially from me to you, welcome to Manor Lords. I just realized that my mic was off this whole time, up until just now, which is kind of ironic and a little bit funny. And the reason I say that is because I had previously recorded probably, I don't know how many hours, but a couple hours worth of footage for a Manor Lords playthrough. And I didn't realize until I was completely done recording that the game audio had not been recorded at all. So I am just having a wonderful time figuring out audio problems. But welcome officially from me. I'm sure you heard from future me, but this is past me. And we're just trying to finish up here with our wonderful burgage plots here to get our people no longer homeless, because we need more people, because homelessness is not something we want to have to deal with now. It is never a fun thing. So we're basically going to immediately expand living space. Yeah, we're just going to do that. We're just going to expand this living space immediately just so everyone will have a home. And then we can utilize the ox and best as possible. So we're continually moving the ox around and building it out. So something you might have noticed is when we have a burgage plot built, it'll say like additional family members. So now we have 14 people instead of 10. And that is because we get kids once we get an actual burgage plot, because it's just 2 people who they both can work. But it's nice having 3, because when you see an instance like a family, for example, working in the storehouse, you can see the 3 people are working there, and you kind of need all 3 for certain kinds of jobs, or it's super helpful. The most helpful by far is probably the hunting camps for the wild animals, but every job can definitely benefit from a 4th. So let's upgrade 2 more of these so we can get. Yeah, let's upgrade 2 more of these when we can, once we get our second timber. Actually, we'll wait there for that. What we are wanting to do, though, is we need to get planks up and going so we can get some chicken coops. Something that is very important is a way of kind of making some passive income. And one great way is to utilize these back burgage plots as much as possible. So you can upgrade them when they're higher levels for a lot of very important things, such as a bowyer, bowyer. I don't know how to say that. A cobbler, baker, tailor, like a lot of very important things that we will definitely need in the future. That being said, very early on, these are incredible. Apple orchards you do need to research, but those can be incredible. We'll talk about that later. Animal pens are a great source of kind of meat and hides. And chicken coop is just a really great passive eggs that can be sold. And so what I'm probably going to do is once we get our planks up and running, I'm going to build a chicken coop in this one and not a vegetable garden. And the reason is because chicken coops just produce a flat amount of eggs per size of plot, I believe. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But vegetable gardens are directly proportionate on the size of the plot. So if we were to have a burgage plot with only 1 home for this entire area, the vegetables garden would be huge. So actually, that being said, that is a great point. So what we're going to do is we are going to do this and try and make this just into 1 home. Now, this is not the most optimal way, so maybe I'm going to fiddle around with this, and we're going to figure out the best way to put a home here. So after fiddling around with it, this looks like probably the most optimal way we're going to be able to build this house. And again, the reason is because if we can just have a house and a secondary plot here, then we can have a wonderfully large vegetable garden, which is exactly what we need. So we've got, well, let's put someone back on the forger's hut. And once this is built, we'll put someone on the saw pit as well. Actually, we do need fuel, but we've got 3 months, so we will deal with that. Bandits are not fun, though. I don't see any bandit camps. Oh, there's one bandit camp. They can be deadly, and as of now, we have no way of defending ourselves. So I believe we'll get a shipment of arms soon, but in the event that we don't, we're going to need to hook up to the main King's Road in order to do some travel. Trade, not travel. So we'll probably get that figured out right after we get this burgage plot all underway. While we were waiting for the saw pit, we had a new development point. So just because we increased. So this is the development tree, basically like a tech tree in every other game. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go with this. And some are definitely better than others. And some just are a little bit more unique to your playthrough style. So trade logistics is a huge one if you're trying to be heavy on trade. It is huge in the early game to cut it in half. Orchardry, I actually really enjoy. I know a lot of people don't, but I think Orchardry is great for a little bit of larger maps. It's a lot like the vegetable garden, but it can produce even more, and it's a great kind of later game, because it takes 3 to 4 years, as it says, later game kind of food to export, which eventually gets irrigation and rye cultivation, which is incredible for farming. There's the heavy plow, which utilizes oxen a lot better, and it just makes farming way, way better. Fishing is okay. Forest management, okay. But the one that I want to do is here, deep mining. So we're going to go down the charcoal burning tree. And the reason for deep mining is we have a rich iron deposit. And with deep mining, we can basically forever mine this iron deposit, which means that is a great source of income. So we've got our shipment of arms. So we are going to put in our little spear militia of 10 men. Not great, but again, that's why we're trying to get people in. We have approval above 50%, which is great. So we are slowly but surely getting in our people. So we're going to instantly put that in vegetable garden. We're not making any money, but that's okay. And once we have that done, we'll start working on the saw pit. Beautiful. We have our saw pit finished. And what we'll do is we have 4 months of fuel, and we don't have a ton of timber. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this finish. And the second this finishes, we are going to put someone onto the saw pit just so we can get those planks up for our wonderful church, because we need a lot of planks. So we'll do that once this is all finished. That is finished. Put someone into the saw pit. And we do need one unassigned family. Well, we're doing pretty good on food. So we're going to take off... Oh, we already have someone off the forger's hut. Off the woodcutter's hut to move around the ox. So I've just decided to put in another hitching post here. It doesn't really require anything. And the reason is because once we get our trade up, we can purchase... Oh, I guess we can place an ox order. We're going to just do that. Wow, that's really nice. I thought we had to first get our trade network figured out. But that'll be actually really, really nice. Because if we can have 2 oxen around, especially once we get bigger, this is going to be integral for us. So something we need to actually figure out is a lot of this production limit stuff. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to ensure that we always have a minimum of, let's say, 4 timber. And we only want to make 40... for now, we'll just say 40... planks total. Now, we're going to be micromanaging this a lot, so we won't have someone always on the saw pit, but I think long term that'll be really nice. And we just got another family, which is great. So let's get some more fuel, because that won't go bad ever. Let's get some more fuel in there while we're waiting and upgrade our burgage plot so we can accommodate even more families. All right, we are building our very first trading post, and we will... not quite yet. We won't need to, but eventually we'll put a livestock trader as well there. And it appears as though we have our ox being delivered to us right now. What perfect timing. At least I would imagine that is for us. Yes, it is. That is great news. It is a long ways to the trading post, so in the long run, we'll probably get a horse for them, just so they can go back and forth into the town and whatnot. So let's also, while we are here, let's look, because we do need, I believe at least, unless I'm going crazy here, which that is more than possible. We do need a well. So let's, I guess, yeah, no place better than just right across the street here. Yeah. That'll do. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yes. We want to look at the fertility of this land. Now, will we be able to farm this? I doubt it. Okay, wow. Everything is bad here. Rye is okay. We'd have to farm just on this hillside. I mean, this map is not made for farming. It's a very small map and very long. But that being said, obviously over here, it looks as though this is a very, very fertile land. So, especially for rye. Oh, my word. So I think that if, in the long run, if we're able to purchase this plot of land, we can do a ton of farming here and kind of do a little bit of a miniature trade network between the two of us. All right. Well, two things have just happened. First thing, a bandit camp was sighted, which means it's probably in this province. Yes, so it's actually right next to us. That is not good. There's a large amount of them. I really don't have the ability right now to lose any men. That's just going to be much too devastating for us. So, I really can't do anything about that at this point. The other thing, though, is we are only one timber away, so let's speed this up real quick, from being able to build ourselves, there it is, build ourselves a church. So this is going to be very important for us, being able to have a church kind of in the center of all that we're doing. So I'm thinking this will probably be more of an industrial area. This is a lot more of the wood cutting area. So I'm thinking of just putting the church. I know we said originally probably here and then the fort here, but I'm thinking we'll just put the church right around, right over here. And then just link everything up from here. We've got our well finished, which we can eventually upgrade once we get more stone. And our church, which this takes a lot of stuff. It takes a lot of time, but I've pulled someone off of the wood saw pit just so we can have 2 unassigned families here to help build this. So let's get this built before the close of autumn. And many hands indeed make light work. We've had a lot of families move in as we were kind of waiting for the church to be finished. And that is great. But it does mean everything will last a little less long. But that is an issue for next time. This time we've got everything figured out, the bare basics. We've got ourselves the very rudimentary stuff in order for surviving. We've got some food, we've got some fuel, we've started some research, we've got a great plan for what to do, but we've still got a lot to grow. So next time, we'll probably start working on using the trading post a little bit more, maybe dealing with the stone and iron deposits, and hopefully just making this a little bit more of an actual city, not just a very humble settlement. But I hope you guys enjoyed thus far, and if you did, please hit that like, that subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and would love for you guys to stick around for next time as we expand our lovely village in Manor.